In the funds of the Institute of Eastern Manuscripts in St. Petersburg, there is also the rarest sample of Babur-Nama. This manuscript was rewritten in 1737 from the earliest list of the 1714 in Petersburg by academician of the Russian Academy of Science, Kerr. He was born in Germany, was an expert in Arabic and one of the first Eastern studies specialists. Kerr was invited to St. Petersburg to work as a translator from the Arabic, Persian and Turkic languages. This Babur-Nama manuscript is unique, as the author Kerr wrote the Latin translation of the immortal work of the great Babur alongside the text. Starting from the second half of the 19th century, the fund of Eastern manuscripts has been enlarged thanks to purchases from various private collections. In 1890, the collection of Alexander Kun was added. Out of the 300 manuscripts in the Persian, Arabic and Turkic languages, 134 were presented to the Library of the Academy of Sciences by this Eastern Studies specialist. Among these manuscripts, there was also a rare book from the 14th century, the Al-Jawhari Lexicon as-Sihah, Taj al-Lugha wa Sihah al-Arabia, as well as Haft Iklim, 7 Climates by Amin Ahmad Razi, rewritten in Kesh, nowadays Shahrisabz, in the middle of the 13th century in 1247. Another precious manuscript created in the 13th century was a book by the famous mullah from Bukhara named Ahmad Mahmud al-Bukhari, the Kitab-e-Mullah Zada. It was first written in 1290. It contains descriptions of famous tombs and burial places in Bukhara. One of the most precious historical manuscripts from the collection of Alexander Kun is the work by Muhammad Riza Ogahi, Gardens of Happiness. It is a history of the Khiva Khanate during the reign of Khwarezmiya rulers Allah Quli Khan and Rahim Quli Khan. It depicts a historical period of over 20 years from 1825 to 1846. The manuscript was made by Ogahi by the order of the rulers. The autographs follows, and manuscript that preserve the handwriting of the author himself, are of the most outstanding value in the manuscript collection. This is the autograph by Ogahi. It is his translation of the Persian poem The Garden of Purity of Nasiri. It contains a description of the history of Iran from the 18th, 19th centuries. Ogahi wrote it in Khiva in 1860. In 1912, the Muslim Fund of the St. Petersburg Institute of Eastern Manuscripts received a unique list of famous works by Eastern scholar Abu Rayhan Biruni entitled The Monuments of Early Generations. The manuscript was rewritten in 1220-1221, almost 200 years after the death of the scholar. It is unknown where it was stored for almost 8 centuries before it found its way to St. Petersburg.